So since I met Dr. HOEFER, many parts of my life has changed dramatically. I used to suffer from chronic, almost daily migraines, and that truly does affect every part of your life. So after meeting Dr. HOEFER and having my initial adjustment done, it took maybe just a few visits and really just almost instant, what seems instantaneous, but it was maybe over the course of a few weeks, my pain started to dissipate, and therefore all parts of my life really became joyful again, or had lost that joy for a long, long time. I came to know Dr. HOEFER through Facebook, actually. So I was so desperate, living with daily chronic migraines, probably 20 plus migraine days a month, that I was reaching out for help wherever I could. So I posted something on Facebook and in like a mom's group and like a local mom's group, and somebody replied with Dr. HOEFER, and you have to give her a call. So I had gotten a couple other referrals too, and I called Dr. HOEFER, and she was so confident. She just gave me hope instantly. I haven't even seen her yet. I haven't even met her yet. But she said some really strong words to me that were, you know, I've never met a migraine that I couldn't help. And I thought, wow, that's a strong statement. So I said, well, you know, certainly I have nothing to lose at this point. So my life has changed dramatically from the beginning of my treatment until now. Um, every part of my life was affected with this chronic pain that I was living with. Playing with my daughter was a struggle. Working was a struggle. When I didn't have a migraine, I had the fear of a migraine coming on. And I think that's probably what a lot of people experience with any kind of chronic pain is the fear behind it impacting your life. And it had really begun to impact my life greatly in all aspects. My relationship, work, my kid, like everything was just really hard for me to do and really hard to be joyous going out just through, you know, regular daily life. So now, gosh, and I've been seeing Dr. HOEFER now for over a year, and I've had tremendous results, but I think most amazingly, the results came within weeks after seeing her and having that first adjustment completed. So I know that there is some hesitation for some people with seeing a chiropractor, and I had previously seen a chiropractor, but it was just for a couple visits, and it was okay. It wasn't life-changing in any way. I actually went like for some back issues, but my mother actually had kind of instilled in me that chiropractors weren't the best to go see, and that she had heard some horror stories. And so growing up, you know, we weren't taken to chiropractors. We didn't have that experience at all. So for any, you know, I did have hesitation coming into that, just kind of in the back of my mind a little bit. I was at the point of so much pain that I was like, I don't care, anything that's going to help me is wonderful. So if there is hesitation, you know, this is such a different kind of chiropractic work that it's very subtle, and it's almost hard to believe that the smallest little movements, adjustments that she makes can make such a huge, huge difference. Yeah. So speaking of my mom, the funny thing is now that I've seen such the amazing, awesome results, she's really become a believer, and she's become a patient of Dr. HOEFER's. So she has many different health problems that she's only just started coming here maybe a month ago or so, but already seeing a lot of improvement. So I'm happy that we're able to kind of get rid of that fear of chiropractic and that mindset. And I've had a few other people come in here. My aunt now comes here. My daughter, I've brought my daughter in for some GI issues, and she's seen really drastic improvement, and she's only 4 years old. Yeah, so I can't say enough about how gentle the care is, especially with children. And that I know there's that big fear, especially with children and their little fragile bodies. Somebody recently asked me what it was like what my migraines were like, because I'm always referring Dr. HOEFER to anybody who mentions that they have a migraine or any kind of pain really at all, because I'm such a believer. And everybody has different types of migraines. So they can be very minimal, but even at the most minimal type of migraine, it's in your mind. So not only is it pain, but pain in your brain, in your head. It's just this whole different level of not only combating pain in your body somewhere, but also cognitively, there's really barriers that you hit where your train of thought can stop, and that's something that was affecting me in my work. But more than that, that would be on a mild day. On a really horrible migraine day or days, which I've been in that place for many times. I've actually suffered from migraine since I was 16 years old. So on a really dark migraine days or moment, you just lose hope, because you live with the pain and you are always thinking of anything you can do to try and escape that pain, because you want so badly to get back to the joyous things in your life. But when you've tried so many different things, you're laying there, you can barely think. But the one thing I always thought about was, am I ever going to get out of this? Is this just my hand that I was dealt, and my cross to bear, I guess, was just, this was just what I've been dealt with, and why? And along with that comes, why is this happening to me? What did I do wrong in my life? And then comes anxiety, and then comes guilt, and then comes just pure anger and frustration, and all of this alongside of working full-time, being a mom full-time, having a partner full-time. A lot of different things play into that. But ultimately, the really hard part for me of chronic pain, which I think would be similar with other chronic pain, but I know for sure with migraines, is just all the emotional toll that it takes along with the physical pain. I very much struggled. I didn't ever have any sort of anxiety or depression or anything like that until my migraines became really frequent. So 20 plus days a month. And with that, after I had my child, before I had my child, I knew that I was going to have to try and raise a child with chronic migraines. And I didn't know what that was going to look like. So once I had her and I had my migraines return really strongly after I had her, I felt pretty hopeless. And I didn't know if I was really going to be able to be the active, involved mom that I wanted to be with her. And there were times where I would just cry and cry and cry. And that led to pretty heavy postpartum anxiety. And that was truly a struggle of some really dark moments that I would never want to revisit again. But I know that so many moms out there with or without migraines have experienced postpartum depression and anxiety. but coupled with the chronic pain every day, it really took a toll on me. Well-connected chiropractic is like no other.